Hey everyone, welcome back. So today is day 2 of making our way to 2000 elo in Rapid on chess.com. So I did play a few games. I'm rated 1725. I can show you guys the only Rapid game I played today. I didn't record it, but it was an exchange Carol Khan. Very straightforward. This is my pet line in the exchange Carol Khan. I love playing h3. Just to prevent bishop g4. So as soon as knight f6 is played, I play h3 to prevent any bishop g4. And now you went with this line e5, takes, queen e2, queen e7, bishop c2. And then this game was actually pretty clean. I got a nice lead in development very early. He had an isolated pawn, so um, I think this position is about +1. And yeah, I mean, I just ended up owning a pawn. And then we went into an endgame where I'm up a pawn, and then there is this instructive moment though here where I played h4, and h4 is actually a blunder because he can actually take. And then my idea was, oh well, I have king e4, king g5, but after king f4 he has f6. So this is probably, I think this was my only blunder. And yeah, and this is objectively a draw because there's no way for my king to get in. And yeah, if on g3, sometimes there might be h3, so it's complicated, but yeah, but that's not how the game went. So basically he played h4, f6, and then now that allowed bishop g6, and he traded bishops, and now this is a king, this is a pawn endgame up a pawn, so it should be winning. And then here I just want to show something I'm very proud of. Here, I calculated what this is move 42. I calculated all the way until move 54 here. So this is a pawn race, and I calculated it, I think, brilliantly. So yeah, so I calculated all the way from after king d5. I calculated king f4 takes, and then very instructive here. After king b3, you don't take this pawn. If you take this pawn, it might be drawn. I don't know. Oh, the engine. Sorry, after f4 takes. After king g5, which is very instructive. You don't take the pawn. You don't take the pawn. You just push. And then I calculated that I'm queening first, and when he queens, his king is in front of his queen. So I have check, and then this is just you just queen and checkmate. So yeah, so this was just I think is just my opponent played a bad line. This e5 line is playable, but it's not great just because of this weakness on d5. Anyways, so yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this game, and now we can get into another 15 plus 10, and we get a game right away. Okay, d4, so I'm gonna play knight 6. I'm gonna play e6, and I'm gonna play a Nimzo-Indian. Okay, so I haven't reviewed my Nimzo theory in a while. Bishop g5. Why is that move not great? C5 or h6 here. I don't think this move is good at all. I mean, h6, if h4, there's this and knight e4. Queen c2. I mean, something like f5 I think is playable. I can also play b6. b6, bishop b7, knight e4. But I think I don't remember my theory in the Nimzo. I really need to review my Nimzo theory. I don't remember the move. It's either h6, if c5, takes. I think c5 maybe. Let's say c5, d5, I think is the best move, and then something like d6. c5, of course, if... Yeah, I think the idea is this queen a5 move. Yeah, there's some tactics after queen a5 with the bishop on g5. Yeah, I'm gonna review my Nimzo-Indian theory because I tend to forget it. If he takes on c5 here, I might even take on c3. So if he takes here, and then you'd have some really ugly triple pawns. But yeah, so actually, in these Nimzo-Indian lines, it's actually okay to put your pawns on dark squares because you're most likely going to trade this bishop off. So if I can trade this bishop off for this knight and play h6, g5, this bishop is going to be really restricted. And, well, I'm going to have just great control over the dark squares without having a dark square bishop. So one idea is to play like the c5, d6, and e5 structure. Yeah, but I'm not too experienced in the Nimzo-Indian, to be honest. I've been playing this for about like a month or two. Yeah, and of course, not everyone will play c4, knight c3. So yeah, but I'm gonna review my Nimzo-Indian theory after this game actually. I wonder if you guys would be interested in me making some opening exploration videos. Of course, I'm not saying opening theory because I'm not saying that I know the theory, because obviously my chess lacks. I mean, I'm not such a strong player, so my theory is obviously far from perfect, but I do have some interesting lines up in my repertoire. So yeah, so opponent taking a lot of time here. Okay, knight f3 is played. And so here there's queen a5. So, okay, so now we can come with the knight on d2. So let's say queen a5. Let's just say queen a5 takes, knight d2. And then I guess I can just take the bishop. And if he takes here, takes on c5, I mean, that should be fine. Yeah, and let's say queen a5, let's say bishop d2. I can also start by taking, take. Oh, there's also, I can also take on d4, knight takes and queen a5, but then bishop d2. Yeah, I'm not a fan. So there's queen a5. Queen a5 no. Queen a5 takes on f6. I take on c3. Then knight d7, and I'm winning a pawn, so queen a5 should be fine. If bishop d2 though, maybe h6 actually. I'm gonna go h6 actually. Just because, yeah, the bishop can drop back to d2 here. I don't think queen a5 works. Yeah, but now queen a5 should be strong. Now queen a5 and knight e4 is on the way. Queen a5. If take, knight d2, take, d4 hangs in the end. Yeah, let's go queen a5. No more bishop d2. Also could have gone g5, maybe that was better. g5 might have been better. We'll check after the game. And usually the Nimzo is very flexible, like there are a lot of ways for black to play. I feel like the Nimzo is an opening of ideas more so of specific moves. Just like in many d4 openings, I feel like there's always a lot of ways to play these positions, and there's no need for like to learn like cutting edge theory as in most e4 openings, simply because the positions are much simpler and um, yeah, like yes, there are obviously better moves, but if you put your bishop on the wrong square, for example, it's not such a big deal. So yeah, after queen a5, knight e4 is coming. I think it's better to take on f6. So bishop takes f6, g takes f6, and then rook c1 maybe something like this. But then I can take on a2 because of pin. So maybe queen c2. Queen c2 is probably the best move. Let's say queen c2. I would have knight e4 though, I think. Because if he takes, then I simply win the rook. I win the rook on a1. So queen c2, I think there's knight e4. Also keep in mind g5 ideas. Queen d2, same thing. Because if takes, we win the queen. So knight e4 is on the way here. I really think he has to take on f6. And just give up the pawn. So I don't see a way, or maybe rook c1 and this is the best try, but then c4 is hanging as well. Probably rook c1 is the best try. Okay, so if rook c1, do I take on a2? Do I take on a2 or do I keep the pressure? No, if rook c1, probably knight e4. So rook c1, knight e4, something like queen c2. Rook c1, knight e4, queen c2. The opponent taking a lot of time. We're only on the 6th move. Yeah, maybe that line is playable actually. Rook c1, but I don't know if taking on a2 is best or if knight e4 is best. Knight e4, queen c2. It takes on f6, so of course I think take, 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 and then the only move is going to be 92. Only move. Now we take on f6. Rook c1, we can take on d4. Maybe e3 here. Probably e3 is the best move. Oh, but e3 I can just take on d4. Rook c1, I take on d4. Okay, d5. Okay. Well, d6 comes to mind. I don't think I should allow him to play d6. d6. Don't have any other moves but d6. I don't want to take. Can I go e5? Can I go e5? Let's say d6 takes. What do I take back with? Pawn? d6 feels weakening here because I have this doubled f pawn structure. So if he takes on e6, I want to recapture with the d pawn actually in some positions. Okay, b6 also comes to mind with some ideas of developing b7 or a6, but I think d6 if he takes. The structure is really ugly. I'd really like to recapture with the d pawn. Queen e5 comes to mind. Queen e5, e4. Yeah, e4 is coming. I could play f5. No, I don't. Dark squares are too weak, I feel like. So either d6. There's d6, b6, and e5. f5 is no good. What about e5? Somehow it feels wrong. And here I would really like to take with d pawn. Because I think if I play d6 take, the issue is if I take with the bishop, just this structure is just really weak. But if I can take with the d pawn, I feel like, what if I take with f pawn? Then diagonal is very weak. Yeah, I'd really like to take with d pawn here, so I think I'm gonna go b6 actually. I don't think I should be scared of d6. I think I'm gonna go b6, yeah. Wow, I took 4 minutes here. And I'm still up on time. I took 3 minutes and a half. Okay, I wonder if d6 is correct. Yeah. Just because f5 and e5 both felt very weak, weakening. Also e5, my queen has a hard time getting back into my position because, especially with the pawn on b6 now, the queen's gonna have a really hard time re-entering the position. So I think I want to get back to e5, e5, queen c7. So I also am not too worried about d6 because queen e5 and I'm just winning the pawn, I think. Yeah, the knight can't come here or to c4. And now I want to play bishop d7 or bishop a6. The issue is, where is this knight gonna go? Because I don't like d6. I don't really want to play d6. It feels like a weakening move. So that leaves us with the knight has to go to a6. Play bishop b7, knight a6. Also king e7. I'm definitely gonna want to play. I think I'm gonna force him to do something with the pawn though. I mean, e4 is coming. I don't know how good this is. Let's say e4. Bishop a6. The pawn is protected twice. Somehow, this doesn't feel too comfortable to play. Okay, e3 is a good sign. I was very scared of e4, but e3 is a good sign. Bishop b7 comes to mind. Could go e4, but mentally I feel like that's a hard move to play. Bishop b7, e4. Maybe queen e5 is better. Still attacking the pawn. Feels a bit wrong opening the e-file, and my stretchers was terrible. I think I might have to play around this pawn because I don't see a way to get rid of it. Yeah, I don't like queen e5. I feel like I need to develop. Also, his bishop might be coming to e2, so maybe I can play rook g8 here. So rook g8. Then let's say b3, bishop b7. This doesn't look good for me. Yeah, I don't like this g3, bishop g2. So maybe I have to play bishop b7 first, because then I can take the pawn, and actually I can put the bishop on e6. So I'm gonna play bishop b7. d6 doesn't work, it loses a pawn. Yeah, rook c1. Queen wanted to come to e5. He does have knight f3. And probably queen c7 or queen d6. Also queen h5, but doesn't feel right. Queen d6 either. Probably just queen c7 is more flexible. Yes, in knight f3, probably just queen c7. And yeah, probably the knight wants to come to a6. And then maybe I do go queen d6 because knight a6, knight c7. Something like king e7. put the knight on f5 at some point. Maybe queen d6 is more flexible because I really don't like the move d6. I feel like structurally d6 is just it just feels weak. Like I never want to take with the f pawn, and if I take with this pawn, then d6 is super weak. I got some isolated f pawns, so I don't think I want to play d6 ever. So maybe queen d6 is more flexible because of knight a6, knight c7. So the pawn's hanging now. Knight f3 would defend the pawn, and then queen d6. I'm still putting pressure on the pawn. Yeah, I think I like queen d6 here actually. Yeah, if he takes, I would trade, and then I'd probably take with the f pawn with the queens off the board. Go queen d6. Yeah, I like queen d6. It may look strange, but I feel like the queen is pretty good on d6 actually. Knight a6, king e7 coming. Also rook g8's an idea. All ideas here. Knight a6, I might be looking to get into b5, but doesn't feel like the best square. Just a3, and I'm forced back because I don't have a c6. The opponent is getting really low on time, which is just very very weird. I'm usually the slower player. Yeah, e4 now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't like e4. This next move, he probably wants to go bishop d3. So rook g8 seems like a good move. Goes here. I've got some h5, h4 ideas. So do I go rook g8 or knight e6? Or king e7? He wants to develop this bishop next, so maybe this is nice move. e5 is not scary, I can take, yeah. I think it's rook g8 here. Yeah, I'm obviously not going to cancel. I think my king is very safe on e7 with these pawns, which is why I don't want to play d6. Just structurally, it's weakening. And also, just my king feels very unsafe. But now with the king on e7 here, this is going to feel very safe. So I'm expecting g3 here. In which case, oh, queen d2 is played. Queen d2, huh? Rook g6 doesn't really work because of knight a4. I do have rook g4. If he takes, I'm very happy to take on e4. Let's say knight d2. Am I getting trapped? I shouldn't be. Let's say here, h3, here, something like bishop e2, take. Yeah, I should be in time to not get trapped, so I think I like rook g4. Yeah, the knight can't go to d2 anymore. I do have to be wary of checks, but I'm taking with check first, and I always have queen f8. So queen d6 turns out to be a good move, I feel like, actually. So now how do you guard e4? There's queen d3. Queen d3, I'm immediately noticing that the bishop can go to a6 to target the queen. So queen d3, I mean, I'm in no hurry to... Queen e3 is probably just better, more solid. Yeah, also aligns with my king. Queen e3 is probably good. Well, maybe queen f4 now. Take. Bishop d3. Might be a little awkward. Because maybe rook d1 is coming now with pressure on the queen. So actually here, bishop d3. I like that. Bishop d3 now, I take and take. I think I like queen f4. And take here. I can go right back. g3. There might even be some bishop a6. Threatening nothing, actually. Opponent is getting very low on time here. I think he's gonna take. I think that's the best move. Because otherwise, e4 falls. And he can't allow me to take his queen, because then... actually, maybe that wouldn't be so stupid. Like, takes. Okay, yeah, he takes, as expected. Now, we're gonna see bishop d3. And now on bishop d3, Bishop d3, I feel like bishop a6 is smart because I'm threatening take. Can't take because he's pinned. And if he takes, then okay, knight d2 is probably a good move. But now I think I can go here. Take. No, it's not good. If I go rook g4, he goes g3. h5. Just playing for h4. I feel like his bishop really wants to be on d3. So I think I'd be happy if he plays this, and I also have this plan. Potentially weakening, although I don't want to open the H file. I feel like G3 is coming with tempi anyway. So rook back to G4, probably a decent move. Yeah. Also prevents my rook from coming to f3. So there might have been some ideas. I think rook g4. Probably f3, bishop d3 is good. Not right away because he loses the pawn, but probably f3 is really good here. Or g3, both are fine. I think now with the queens off the board, yeah, g3, logical. He guards the center with the knight, so bishop a6 isn't as strong. So now either knight a6, knight here. Also play d6 and knight d7 now. Actually putting the knight on e5 looks very good. Although there is f4. With the bishop on g2, d3 is weak. So there's ideas. Let's say d6, bishop d2, knight d7. That looks good actually. And if take, that looks shaky. It looks shaky, but he undoubles my pawns and the queens are off the board. So maybe d6 is fine. He does have f4. Might be able to play for e5. I'm gonna go. I'm getting low on time too. I'm gonna go d6 because I think that's easier position to play. Oh, damn it. Damn it. Just gonna get the pawn back. Maybe not the end of the world. Take and this. This. Here. Take. F5. Let's say f3. Take. Have f5 again. Should be fine. Not what I wanted. Also start knight c6. I'm gonna go for f5 though. Yeah. Maybe knight f6 is very strong because I'm threatening to take and to take. Or take. Yeah. That's a good move. I can still go here. You can just bring the rook. Now I can take, probably. I should take on e4 here. Yeah, pawn takes is forced or I win d5. Pawn takes is forced, and there's an idea to double up. Let's say king d7 or king f7. Oh wow. So takes, there's takes. Takes here, takes here, here. I feel like it's useful to have the f file open. Not that this check is devastating, but okay, yeah, see, I just win a tempi now. But I think just rook here is strong. There's this move, but this move, and I just win the pawn because I control all the squares. So I think I'm gonna win. Could give a check and just go back. Maybe double up, actually. You'll just go back though. Okay. You can go here. If I go here, there's king d3, and his position is very much fine. So maybe I try this. Rook ef7. Controlling the e-file completely. Rook f2 is a threat. Rook f3 also is probably here, 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 here. No, that's fine for him, I think. Yeah, this is a threat, yeah. Okay, rook c2. That move looks suspicious. Here, 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 here. Is that really fine for him? Here, 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 here. I don't really see anything better, so I'm just gonna check. Yeah, that move I'm not a fan of. Because I win the pawns, I think. Yeah, I mean, that move is no good. I was expecting rook e2. He had to go rook e2 to guard everything. Now rook f2. And which pawn do I take? Probably this one. King e8. This is definitely the best move. Okay, a3. I think I'm more than happy to just take back the file. Rook a1. I'm not too scared. I can pick up more pawns. Yeah. What about this move? Here. Rook a2 looks good. King up the pawn with check. This is check. Does have a pass pawn, but I have 3 passers on this side of the board. And his rook is offside. I don't really understand that move. I can start pushing or pushing. How do I want to push my pawns now is the question. This has to be better for me. My king and rook work too well together. I have to be faster here. Yeah, I mean, I have this. Or if this, here, 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 then I can just push. If he pushes, here, 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 as long as I don't let him in, I can always sack. Yeah, if he brings his king in, I think. Oh wait, no, this is a blunder because of rook h7. Hey, rook f8. Also cutting the king off. Okay, she's gonna play or g7 right away. King g8. No, g7 is bad. I think I win the pawn. If g7, I think I win the pawn. Yeah, oh, that scared me. Yeah, king e8. Now g7. Actually, g7 is suspicious. I might just be winning the pawn. Rook h8, king f7, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is completely winning, actually, I think. Because he's too slow. Rook h8, there's always king f7. And I'm just winning the pawn, and he's way too slow here. I got too many pawns. Yeah, this should be winning. Oof, this was a tiring game. Feeling a bit drained. Not over though. Need to remain focused. I mean, here, there's this. Here, no, yeah. I can start king f7. I think everything is winning. Just b4. Just play it safe. So he goes here. Probably just c4. The pawns are just coming down. Yeah, probably just c4. This is too much. There's no need to go after the pawn right away. I can go here. If I go here, he does have this. If I go here, he has this. So maybe I go here. Go b2. Now if king c2, I have c3. Preparing a5, yeah. King c2, I have c3. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to defend this pawn. Okay, I can just play this. Or this. This might be cleaner. Here. I think just rook b7. So I'm not gonna go. Oh, actually, yeah, no, everything is fine here. I was scared of him going over and winning this pawn after I queen and treat rooks, but he's always cut off. Yeah, it's rook b7 should. Oh wait, did I blunder? No, it's okay. Oh my god, very scared. Check, I just go around that head. Yeah, rook h8 and just go king c7 and king b6. Maybe I might resign here. Just king c7, king b6. Very positional game. Just king e7. King e6 was more accurate. Don't think it makes a big difference though. I'm queening. Yeah, but that's not gonna help.